Hi Pisces, this is going to be your general reading in regards to, are you psychic? And if so, where are you guys at with your psychic abilities? Full disclosure, my nails look like shit, but I don't really care enough. So, yeah, psychic abilities. I feel like this is a tricky one, depending on your natal chart and where you're at in life. I think some people are more okay with the psychic abilities that they have. Like, they're just more accepting of it, going with the flow with spirituality, and knowing like when their guides are talking to them, knowing when they're getting divine wisdom, when they know they're getting downloads, and just going with the gut, so to speak. I'm thinking of my Aquarius friend right away, where it's like when she gets downloads, she just trusts that and doesn't really question it. And even when she questions it, she goes right back into, no, this is divine. This is a download I'm getting. This is this, and like just being confident with it and knowing what it is. And I think there's other zodiac signs out there that are more like, is this that? You know, more questioning it. And then I think there's other signs that kind of like need to test the waters to make sure this is really that. I know me being a fire sign, being an Aries, and, you know, getting in touch with my gifts later on in life. To me, I was always raised to believe that like you're born with these gifts right off the bat and like you're in touch with them right away. And yeah, I do believe that you're born with these gifts because, you know, psychic abilities, that's magic. You know, I mean, everybody has a different idea of what magic is. I think a lot of people have the wrong idea, but whatever, that's just me. But magic doesn't just die, because usually, you know, psychic abilities, that's, you know, from past lives. And it's just like part of your personality traits that are coming through in this life are very much from several, if not all, your past lives combined. So the same thing goes with your gifts and your abilities. It's like each life you live, you maybe tap into a new gift, or you just get stronger with another gift. And you can honestly see all this in your natal chart, in your blueprint, in astrology. So yeah, like I was saying, it just doesn't go away. But I think because of where we're at, and depending what your zodiac sign is within your third house placement, this is your local community, this is your neighbors, your friends, you know, the people you grow up with, society. This type of structure can possibly keep you away from being in touch with your psychic abilities, your gifts in this life, because a lot of people that aren't into this stuff, that aren't into astrology or psychic abilities, they'll just look at it as like intuition or just like experience in life. Therefore, you're just remembering your past previous experiences in this life, and that's what's giving you that gut feeling because you've already been through a similar experience, and that's why you know why this situation is going to go down the way it is. Things like that. But it's like, no, there's actually more to it than just that. Yeah, I think psychology plays a huge role with what people are referring to when it comes to, you know, similar repetitive patterns playing out over and over again. So therefore you have experience in it. So maybe that gut feeling is that, but it's like, what is it? Is it your gut feeling, or is that ego? So anyway, with that being said, let's see, you know, are you guys psychic? What gifts do you guys have? Where are you at with your abilities? And like, what are you guys able to do? All right, so Pisces. And I feel like as a Pisces, I mean, I got to be honest with you guys. I don't think I don't think automatically being a water sign makes you guys psychic. I just don't. I used to think that when I got into all this stuff, like, oh my God, you're a water sign. Like, you're so psychic, or like, you know, having specific water placements in your chart. I mean, yeah, I do think there's truth to that, but I don't think that's like true for everybody, to be honest with you. And I don't think that's like the main thing. I got to be honest with you guys. I just don't. So I guess what I'm trying to get at is, just because you guys are Pisces, you know, the 12th house, it doesn't mean you guys are, I think what it could mean is that you guys are extremely intuitive and can pick up on what's beneath the surface, what's not being shown to you guys. I think that's what it means, honestly. And I think most definitely everybody is different. It's not, if I were going based off of overall energy in regards to psychic abilities for a zodiac sign, that's what I think of when I think of Pisces. Now, what brings you Pisces to this video to watch, I would say, yeah, you guys are definitely psychic. There's a reason why you guys are here watching this video. So again, I think everybody's different. You know, it's like when you think of an Aries, and I'm an Aries, I don't think anybody, at least I never did, I would think psychic, but yet I have many psychic placements. So, but you know, it's not like I have a water moon, you know, and I feel like that's another one where people are like, oh, psychic, you know, and it's like, nope, not necessarily. So let's get to it, Pisces. Are you guys psychic? And if so, what gifts do you guys have? So right off the bat, I'm like picking up on that 12th house energy. I'm also picking up on 9th house energy. And I feel like that makes sense because the original ruler of Pisces was Jupiter. And now Jupiter rules Sagittarius, but original rulers still hold true. So that means you guys are a combination deal. So you guys have Neptune as your ruler. So it's Jupiter and Neptune. And I'm picking up on both houses right now where it's like your belief system leads you. Like whatever it is you guys believe, whether it's faith or religion or just intuition, this is what leads you into creating. Because I'm also seeing fire. And I'm also seeing like this path. And now I'm seeing a dark room and a door opens up. I feel like you guys may question your abilities because I'm seeing the door get closed in the dark. So it's almost as if like you tap into something and you're onto something with your intuition, but maybe because there's no proof or something like that, you just close the door. But I'm going to open my eyes for a second because I want to make this very clear with psychic abilities. Like, especially when, you know, being extremely intuitive is a gift. It's not just based off of experience. It's bullshit. I don't care what anyone else says. I mean, you guys are entitled to your beliefs, and that's what I'm going to tell you to go off of. You shouldn't believe what I tell you or what another YouTuber tells you or anyone else. You guys should go off the gut. But what I find personally is sometimes hard to distinguish is when people speak a certain way, when they act a certain way. So what I mean by that is, let's say they're older than you. Like, let's say we're talking a parent or a grandparent, and let's say they seem wise or maybe very charismatic, or they may speak a certain type of way, or, you know, if you just look at their life on paper, it's like they seem like a very trustworthy individual, but you may be picking up on being lied to in some type of way, or just picking up on something that whatever they're saying, there's something more to it. We could just say it like that. But you may be discouraged possibly because of who these people are, because of their title, because of, well, why would an old person lie, you know? Or I don't know, because I just think like when you get to a certain point in life, like let's say your 70s or your 80s, I don't know, I just feel like you're not going to give a shit, right? But I don't know. Everybody's different in their evolution. There's some people that just don't evolve and stay literally in their south node. And that's through free will. So what I'm trying to get at is you guys may be picking up on stuff, but you guys may say, no, I don't have proof of this. And, nobody's ever experienced, nobody's ever seen this side to this person like that before. So maybe it's not true. Like I remember, so in my natal chart, for example, it shows that when and if I decide to work in the workplace, that I will constantly have issues with women, like as leaders, as my boss, that they will constantly come at me. They will try to pretty much get rid of me, or they'll try to slowly plan an exit for me. And I got to be honest with you, this is legitimately so true. The first office job I ever had, I was wet behind the ears and I was extremely naive. Especially with being a rising Libra, it's kind of like you just want to believe the best in people, even when you're picking up on shit. And this is exactly what I mean with what I'm picking up on with you guys. And I didn't want to believe the shit I was picking up on. But I knew. So finally I decided to test it. I felt like she was going through my drawers at my desk. So this is going to sound totally terrible, but honestly, I've done worse. So it's like, whatever, you can judge me. But I was 19 years old. I remember writing "fuck you, bitch" on a Post-it in my note, in my drawer, in my desk, because I knew she was going through my shit. I knew she was trying to look through my things, see if I had notes, or just that's also another thing, Scorpio in the first house. People just they always think you're up to no good, or just very suspicious of you, and it's so fucking unfair. And it's this is what she would do. So sometimes it puts you in these predicaments where you have to kind of end up being that person that people think you are, because they're pushing you up against a fucking corner. And this is what she did. So I forgot what she did, but she started taking notes on me. So if I was a minute or two late from lunch, I knew she was taking tabs. And it got to the point where finally, it was true. She was taking tabs, whatever. And it got to HR. And HR's argument was, we've never had a problem with her before. And I think she, at this point, had worked at this company for 8 or 10 years. And listen, I don't give a flying fuck how many years somebody has worked at a job. I don't care what type of experience they have. What's that line? There's a first time for everything. I don't give a shit if this person has never had a bad experience with anyone. I guess I'm the first. She just had it out for me, honestly. If I had done something to provoke her, I would honestly call myself out. I did nothing to this woman. I saw from the very beginning when she started getting suspicious of me, or weirded out by me, whatever you want to call it. But there was nothing I could do about it, because it already began. And it's you got to just let people think what they want. So getting back to my point is that I was trying to pretend it wasn't real, because I didn't want any problems. Because rising Libra, when you're unevolved in your zodiac signs and specific house placements, you're doing the thing that you shouldn't be doing. So rising Libras have a tendency to be imbalanced in this area where they're leaning towards people pleasing. And it's that's a bunch of bullshit. It needs to come into balance. Yeah, there needs to be harmony with people and groups and stuff. That's the point, one of the many points of being a rising Libra. But also you can't be leaning on that scale. Again, the scale's the justice with a rising Libra, on one side to please other people. Fuck that. And I got burned because of that. I ended up walking away altogether, because it wasn't worth the fight anymore to me. I was just this is dumb. This is so fucking stupid. But I was picking up on things without really having the proof. I was I know this bitch is scandalous. I know she wants me out. And I remember thinking to myself back then, 18, 19 years old, thinking, what did I do to her? What the fuck did I do? And I remember I would have days where I would try with this woman. I'm you know what? I'm not doing it anymore. And that's what you're supposed to do as an Aries. You're supposed to balance that energy out too, but you're supposed to not give a fuck. You're just not, but in a balanced way. That's the point of being an Aries. So that's what I'm seeing come through here, is that it's like you guys pick up on something, but then you shut it down. Don't shut it down. But whatever this is that I'm picking up on, it's like, you know, my advice would be to take care of that or nip it in the butt right then and there. Never prolong those things, because then that's your karma. I hope that makes sense. All right, let's get back to it. What psychic gifts do you guys have? What psychic gifts do you guys have? I'm seeing your guys' eye, and it's really bright. It's like you're looking at a crescent moon, and it's sparkling. Like it's almost as if like you can see through things that are right in front of you. And I'm picking up on such good energy that I almost feel like it's another message as well. Like you can see people's like good aura. So like you can see their good side. Even if they're not showing it, it's like, or I'm gonna open my eyes. It's like you can see intuitively in people's like their best, either the best version of themselves or all their good aspects, like all these good things about people. And you may be able to nurture that as well. Like you may be able to bring this out in people, which makes you a healer. Because there's a lot of people out there who have trouble seeing the best version of themselves or their own good qualities. And it's like what I'm seeing is that you're intuitively able to see that about other people. And you can bring this out from people, like out of people. Okay. What else? What else? Where are you guys at with your gifts? Like what gifts? What other gifts do you guys have? I feel like you guys can do this with yourselves if you put in the work. Like you may have difficulty with this, but at the same time, you're able to tap into this. And now this may seem very straightforward, like being able to see or know yourself well enough to the point where you know your best, quality traits, attributes, whatever. But that's actually not the case for a lot of people. I think it's easier for us to see better qualities in other people. Like it's easier for us to judge others, right? Versus ourselves. But it's like I'm seeing that I feel like it's like that typical Pisces energy where it's like you're able to go within. And when we're able to go within and reflect in a balanced way, we're getting in touch with source. We're getting in touch with that divine wisdom, whatever that is to you guys, whether that's God, source, universe, guardian angels, deceased loved ones, whatever. It's like you guys can get that like information from source about what you're able to offer for yourself and the world. A lot of people take their whole lifetime trying to figure that out. Or a lot of people think they know just to find out that they don't know. So that is a gift. Could save you a lot of time and a lot of heartache and a lot of confusion. Seeing something about time. I feel like this is strange, but maybe, you know, it's either your energy or it's not. I feel like your energy, you know, it's like it can make others feel like time has slowed down. And I'm not saying that like that you guys have the gift of slowing down time. No, but this is the gift that you're able to give to others. Like, I'm gonna open my eyes, like, because that one I feel like needs to be dissected a little bit. Like, have you ever met somebody where it's like you're with them and then you look at the clock and it's like only it, like the hour hasn't even gone by yet, and you get excited because you're like, oh my god, we still have more time to be together? Like, it's kind of like that. I feel like you're able, like, your presence gives this to others. Like, people, I don't know, there's just something about time and stopping, and it's like this is what you do for others. 8th house, mystery, winter, success and growth. Okay, yeah. So when I think of winter, I think of the Hermit in tarot. I think of that time in Esoteric where it's like that's the time frame where usually there's a little bit of loner energy that goes on during the winter, where we're not as social, we're not as down to hang out or go out with people. Or it's like we get excited if people cancel on us because it's like, okay, whatever. Like, we're home and we're warm, or we don't have to, I don't know, go out. And then it's like, you know, when we do enough of that time, then like we're eager to go out and, you know, kind of like Gemini energy, right? Be social, go out and do things. This is exactly what I was picking up on, where it's like you guys are able to go within your own energy. 8th house is inside your inner body, like your inner dialogue, your soul, what's going on in your mind, your thoughts. And look, I love that 8. It's like you guys are able to reflect and bring your best version of yourself to the world. A lot of people, like, I don't mean to be mean, like, when I say this, but a lot of people need to go to therapy to do that. And it's like, you guys are the therapist, like your own therapist is what I'm picking up on. Like, you guys can bring your own light out, even if you're feeling dark. Because when I think of the Hermit and when I think of winter, what is it called? Winter solace? Something like that. Sorry, I know I'm botching it up, but hopefully you follow. It's like I'm thinking of somebody who is going within to gain wisdom about themselves so they can go on the right path in life. And that's what I'm picking up on here, that this is like your guys' gift. And it is a gift because you guys don't understand. Like I said before, people go to people for this type of stuff, or they constantly need outside sources, friends, family members. Like, I remember I had for years, I would not make a move until I spoke to a specific list of friends. It was literally 2 to 3 friends. I'd have to speak to them before I opened my mouth, because I was always nervous I would say or do the wrong thing. Fuck that shit. I'm seeing that based off like your Pisces energy, which again is that 12th house. This is Jupiter and Neptune. This is being able to reflect and go within and really like think and get divine knowledge from source. You guys are able to have luck with this, success, and bring out your own light. Moon, wreath, challenging times. I feel like this was exactly what I was talking about with the dark room, where it's like you guys are on to something. Because when I think of the moon, I think of intuition, right? And it's like I saw this dark room, the door opens, and you guys close it. It's like you guys may get easily persuaded by other people's guard being up, or oh, you know what I see here too? Circles, repetitive cycle. This could be like a repetitive cycle of yours, 5 that needs to change. I don't know. These are just the things that are coming to my mind right away. But you guys may be very much in touch with your intuition, which is already coming through, right? In the first pile. But then it's like you guys could find somebody or several people who put up a really good front. And it's like you kind of just want to believe them, maybe because it's easier. Because if it's like, otherwise it's challenging times, right? I feel like that's the hard part too about being lied to or deceived, or when people aren't willing to have like an honest conversation. It's like somebody's bullshitting somebody, right? And what do you do when that's happening? What are you gonna say? Like, I'm intuitive, I know. Like, that's the problem with like when you guys do get in touch with this whole spiritual realm, and when you get in touch with your gifts, because it's like you guys know what's up. There's no questioning it when you're in touch with that feminine, divine feminine energy and that divine masculine energy. And when you're able to balance it, or getting close to balancing it. Because when you're working at it, which is really difficult, you start getting gifts and downloads from the universe. So what do you do as, you know, using like rationale? Like what do you do here? I mean, yeah, you could be that person that's like, I just know, you know, you could, but you know, people like this are just gonna be like, okay, you're crazy. That's what they do. That's what people do who can't deal with themselves or a situation. It's like the easy way out, because then they don't have to go within. So my advice to you guys, you know, if this is your energy and you feel like this is your reading so far, would be to not engage in things like this, because you know what? When you know, and you get rewarded. I've seen it personally that like, oh, hold on, wait for the sound effects. We hope they're okay though. So I feel like when people choose to be deceitful, that's their karma. And that's on them. And, you know, I feel like this is a tough one, because it's like, it could also be your karma for having your own back. It depends how much you deal with this type of energy. Because at some point you really do have to draw a line, and like a repetitive cycle may need to end. So therefore, you know, balanced energy needs to come into play with what's worth your time and what's not, what is worth speaking up about and in what way, and what's not. Because again, when you know, right? And here's the funny thing about that too. These type of people, they always know as well. Everything that's in the dark always comes to light. Always. You just may never see it yourself. Ooh. What did I say? Didn't I? Oh my God, I said I picked up on 9th house energy. So, I said that you guys can heal people. I feel like, yes. Oh my God, I love this so much. I feel like this is exactly what I was seeing. Like, I don't expect you guys to see this, but I was seeing this hand on like a timer, like stopping time. I feel like maybe it's the way you guys speak or just your presence. Like there's just something about you that is healing. And it's almost as if like time stops. Why do I feel like I'm forgetting something about 9th house energy regarding time? Maybe I just made that up. I can't think of it right now. But when I think of Sagittarius energy, I think of the 9th house, obviously, because this is where Sagittarius is in the chart. And Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. And this is looked at as well, so many things, but it's almost as if like you guys are in touch exactly with what I was saying, like the higher wisdoms, like the divine knowledge from the cosmos. There's a reason why it's, what is it, a centaur? Hopefully I'm saying that right. With the bowing arrow and the arching arrow, whatever it's called. And it's like, you're supposed to reach high, aim high. And I feel like that's what you do. Don't you see like the same type of connection in all three cards? I feel like you're like, time stops when people are around you, and like you raise people's frequency or their vibe or something like that. You just make them feel good. And when I think of Sagittarius energy, I swear to God, like that's just like, I don't know, that's probably because it's in my 2nd house mainly. And it's like, this is just that energy I value within myself as well as others. And it's like, this is that like go feel good energy. How do you not feel good? And I feel like this is what you're doing for others. When you heal people, you give people freedom from whatever they're chained to. And it has something to do with you and your energy. I think of 17 as a divine number. I don't know if that's real or not. I don't remember, but there's just specific numbers that stand out to me. And I feel like I've gotten intuitive hits on them. So, yeah. So I hope this resonated for you guys, because I thought this was a really beautiful reading. And, it's either your energy or it's not. And yeah, so I think overall, like what I'm seeing for you guys is you're extremely intuitive. You're able to heal others. You guys make people feel really good, and that you are most definitely on to other people or situations. All right. So I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. All right. Bye, guys.